Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to the Love Podcast. This is the podcast for fantasy football, the only thing we love, baby. Woo!
All right.
Is that how it goes?
That's how it is.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Nice.
Oh, see,
What's up,
see on
everybody?
my end, Brad's screen froze. But
Did I?
yeah.
no, he's
Oh, there
back.
you go. You're moving again. You're
Dave's
good,
got a
but don't
really
worry
big
about it. What
echo.
I'm saying is, don't worry about it. All right, we should get this thing going though, because you already hit record.
I mean,
I hit
I mean,
record,
I
so
traded-
let's go live, baby.
I traded Austin Eckler.
What? We got to introduce the league first. You want me to do that?
No, yes.
Go right ahead.
All right. So this podcast is for our fantasy football league and basically all things sports. We've been in a league for 10 years now.
This will be our 10th year.
10 years. We have 10 people in our league, which the members have fluctuated throughout the years. We've lost some along the way. They
Many.
passed away. But
Then you get kicked out and then you
they're
get
not.
brought back.
They're not that memorable.
we did kick out Luke, and we brought him back later on. So
Wait.
um,
I think his name on here is the Big Bishop.
he does
I
have
can
his
change it.
He does have his name as the Big Bishop on. I hope that shows up on the actual recording.
I don't know.
You want me to leave it like that or change it?
No, you gotta leave it now.
Okay. Yeah, I should.
All right, we gotta keep going with this though. All right, so basically, our league is serious. We have punishments. We have a league constitution,
We do. Bylaws.
bylaws. We make motions in the off season to
We have a
change the
league
league
committee.
constitution. We have a league speaker.
Uh-huh. Speaker of the league.
We get
A league
together every year.
historian.
The league historian.
Who does absolutely nothing.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't even know the league history.
Uh-uh.
And that's Hoffa. We'll introduce our members later on. Like, we'll bring them on and introduce them one by one, I think. That's
He
the
is a
best way to do
Brazilian
it.
beast.
That's right. We get together for the draft. We do draft contests. So basically, we're really serious.
We
We're
are.
legit.
Legit.
We're legit. And when you say we've been around for 10 years, it's probably shouldn't be brought up in the first couple of minutes on our pilot episode, but really you could say 11 years, but 10 years officially, right? We
Yeah.
had
The first year doesn't count, right?
one year that
First
we
year doesn't
don't count that was on Yahoo, and that's a sore subject if you start talking about Manny and his championship.
Oh my gosh. We're 10 seconds into this, bro.
10 seconds into it, we're already talking about Manny's lack of respect.
We can make a whole episode out of that.
All right, listen, we need to bring on, we're the main host, and we're going to bring on our league members one at a time and really, get into them.
That'd be fantastic.
That's the best way to do it, I think.
You know, and come regular season, this will just jump up, and the gear will elevate huge.
Oh, yeah. It's going to elevate tremendously on what
The
happens.
weekly spotlight. There you go. There's a name.
The weekly spotlight. We might lose our jobs.
Well, I mean, we're going to keep it PG, right?
Yeah, I mean,
13.
unless we won't tell those who come onto it though where we're posting this, so then they won't know. They'll lose their jobs, but we'll be fine.
It's
So, but yeah,
put all
so
the
we're
information out there.
we're a very serious league. We take it very serious, and we all love sports. So it works out great that we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really great leagues out there, but I don't know. There's something about our league that I feel like it's worth putting out there to the world in this podcast because we have something that I'm sure not every league has, or maybe no league has.
Listen, coming from a serial offender of being in multiple leagues until this year,
Serial
this
offender.
is the best.
Oh yeah.
I'm a one-league man now.
That
He
is
is a one-league
actually. Should we just kind of outline a couple of the ways how you describe our league? So one of the things about our league is that you want to join our league, you have to be loyal to our league.
100%.
And unfortunately, we do have a few guys. There's a 10-team league. There's a few guys that have been in other leagues. They're dabbling and cheating on the side, and now they're gonna have to pay a fee, right, for that. So we're gonna see how that's gonna
Multi-league
play
fee.
out, but multi-league fee. But I would say the most of us, at least the three of us here, we are one league only members.
Amen.
Yep. Now,
Amen.
Now I've always been.
Now, me too. I would never.
In fact, I don't think I was ever in a league before this league.
I kind of look at it like marriage. I got married so young, and Dave might agree with me with this. Like, I didn't dabble in the field, and when it came to fantasy football, I took my time.
So now you know how to be loyal.
Oh, 100%. I didn't before.
All right, so our season ended probably like a month ago now. We should share where we all finished in the last season. All right. So Luke, let's start with you. Where'd you finish, Luke? Because I can't remember.
Well, I just happen to have our league info up here, so let me look at the.
You don't know where you finished off the top of your head?
It wasn't the podium, so I don't really give a crap.
I've been trying to forget where I finished.
Number 8.
Number 8. That's
8
rough.
out of 10.
He just.
But the benefit of that is going into the new year, I'll be able to compete for my rival.
Oh yeah, we should share that. We do. So we changed it up this year based on how we finish is who our rival is. So the championship game, those are rivals for next week. I mean next year.
Next year.
And then we have a podium game where someone wins bronze, which is usually me, and that game is rivals for next year. And then the losers game is 9 and 10. They're each other, and then there's 4 of you like Luke that get to compete to see who gets to choose their pick.
So we get 8 teams make the playoffs, right? The last 2 teams, 9 and 10, they play in the consolation rounds, which the playoffs is 3 weeks. So basically, if you're 9 and 10, you have a best out of 3 series to decide who's 10th. But yeah, Luke skated by into the playoffs and landed, 0 and 3 in the playoffs. So
if it wasn't for Louis, I would probably have been the worst team in the league.
Yeah, you would have lost for sure.
That's true.
Even I'm not trying to give Adam any type of credit. I would have definitely been the worst team in the league.
Yeah, and Louis by far was number 10, and Adam was close, but not that close.
But somehow, because Adam is Adam and Louis' team was so bad, I was looked at as a good team. So I'll take that.
So you have Louis at 10, Adam at 9, who swept to Louis in the losers bracket. We don't really have a name for our losers, like.
Well, I think we do, but we just can't share it.
Oh, that's kind of, well, we have a name for the loser, but not really for the bull. I don't know. Anyhow,
we'll figure it out.
Luke then was 8. Should we kind of share where everybody was? So where did it go? 7 was.
Do you have it up in front of you? I have it right
No,
here.
go ahead, Luke.
So starting with number 10.
Well, I already said Louis, Adam, you.
Louis, Adam, myself.
You should keep up with the podcast.
Eric's finished 7th. Manny finished 6th. R.I.P. Brian Bender. Oh, am I allowed to say full names? Is that like a no-no?
Oh, he lost his job.
You're done. Keep going.
Brian finished 5. Hoffa 4. The podium starts with David 3.
That's right.
Brad at 2, and then Nate at 1.
Can I just say I was close?
So close.
Close.
Very your team was just dominated the whole year.
Yeah. I led the division.
You peaked too early.
I peaked too early. Derrick Henry went down. It's all downhill from there.
Yeah. Well, that leads you into a question, I think, is what was your worst decision throughout the year? Like, it could be pick-wise. It could just be a trade you made.
I think we can answer this 2 ways. We can answer for ourselves, but I think we can answer for each other. Because I could definitely put out the worst decision for Luke. If he doesn't say it, I will.
I think I might have already said it.
What was your worst decision?
Trading Austin Eckler for Miles Sanders.
Before 100%. Game 1.
Before the first week.
To me, which gave me for many of the beginning weeks, Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler, who are 1 and 2 in fantasy football running backs.
Yeah, until he got hurt.
Yeah, and then I was struggling a little bit.
My worst decision, 100%, is drafting Christian McCaffrey. 100%. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
You think
that
he's
was
gonna
100% risk and 100% reward though.
Oh, I didn't get anything though. He had 2 weeks and then he was out. So
that all it was?
It was 2 or he wasn't even in. I don't even remember me putting him in my lineup. So that was my worst decision.
You didn't have him for very long. My worst decision of the season It sounds stupid. It sounds really stupid to say this, but I think week 1 I lost, right?
To Louis.
I lost to Louis, who ended up losing it all. And then I won, and then I lost. So I picked up. So week 2, here's what it is. I'm kind of a superstitious guy. Week 2, I picked up Mike Davis. I don't think I even played him. But then I won, and then I dropped him in week 3, and I lost, and then I picked him back up, and I went on a winning streak. And I was like, Mike Davis is my guy. I never played him. I just kept him on the bench as a good luck charm, and I kept saying, his time's coming. His time's coming. Get to the championship week. Should have played him. That's my biggest mistake. If I would have played Mike Davis, and I thought about it, I would have won. I lost the championship by like 2 points.
Would you have won if you played Mike Davis?
Oh, yeah.
Was that
if I'd have played him at my flex, I lost by like less than 3 points.
Yeah, I know.
And
that's
my flex,
the great thing
I
about
started
fantasy,
Michael Pittman.
though, is you never know.
And it's not that it's just like, oh, if I had done it. I have been saying all year, his time is coming.
You didn't trust your gut.
I didn't.
That's your failure.
You didn't see things.
I went back on my word.
You didn't see things. We got to do that before the draft. We got to have the I've seen things episode.
Maybe that could be the name.
I will say, my best decision was drafting Jamar Chase. 100%. A rookie. That's my.
Yeah, for sure.
He saved me.
I was going to take him, but then you took him, and I was like, nah, I'm kind of glad you did, because I feel like that's the risk, and I went with T. Higgins, and it was Jamar Chase for sure. I'm
pretty sure before Jamar Chase, though, I took Trey Sermon and
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
OH, baby.
So that was.
I'm pretty sure I offered Dave about a dozen different trades for Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah,
throughout the season.
He's my new AJ Green.
So what about? Can I ask a question? Throw one out there.
Do it.
What's your favorite memory and/or like statistic in this league, the history, just the 10 years? What's like your favorite thing that you're like, if I could tell our audience this one thing that just heightens this league, what would it be?
So it could be anything?
Yeah, anything.
All right, mine is we get together for the draft, and it's definitely last year. We all got together, and we decided to prank. Somebody decided, I can't remember who, decided to prank Adam. We all got together at one location. Now, it wasn't far away, but we definitely sent Adam to the wrong location, and he was driving around looking for us for a good hour. That is hands down. Like, I don't think anything tops that for me.
Is it okay
he'll say he knew like a half hour in, but he didn't know.
Is it okay to even share these details? It was at like a church campground that he was just randomly wandering around like late at night in the dark.
It was
Yeah, so last year we stayed at a camp because we had contacts to be able to stay there, and it was at another camp 30 minutes away, and he's driving around honking his horn, going into buildings trying to find us, and I'm surprised he didn't get arrested.
Oh, I wish he would have.
That's my favorite. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I'm running outside, Marco Polo and him, like pretending I'm at the camp. Adam, I see you, Adam. Turn around.
I just saw your headlights go by.
I think a later episode we could put together a little video montage of clean Marco Polos of that moment.
Yeah, that's all you, Luke.
I mean, it was a great like draft party. I think. I mean, we had fantastic. A punishment where Eric and Brian had to eat pancakes, like tons of them. And that was
usually only the loser of the league gets punished, which the funny thing is Eric lost last year, right? So he was going to get punished. But the year before that, Brian lost and never got punished. But last year, Brian won the championship and then took a punishment after it.
He decided to get punished.
He got punished alongside Eric.
He had respect for Eric. That's what it was.
He did. Eric ate like 30-some pancakes in like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something, didn't he?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We need to have him as our first guest to talk about it.
And then he was like in a food coma.
He was, and then we drafted that night.
I'll never forget. He was like, I didn't tell my wife. I ate that many pancakes.
He was supposed to be on like a low-carb diet or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. But yeah, that I mean, there's a lot of memories, but that's definitely, we do a lot of stupid stuff like that, which makes this fantasy football group so much better.
Oh yeah.
I think my favorite memory would have to come from the first year we got together.
Canton.
In Canton. And just
Fame.
going to the Hall of Fame. I'd never been to the Hall of Fame, so I mean, it's not just about fantasy football. It's about just having a good time.
No photo
enjoying
evidence.
it.
No,
So.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't take vacation. I wasn't supposed to be where I was at that day.
Took
so,
off of work.
yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be where I was at. He still won't say where he was.
Plot twist.
We're at the Hall of Fame. I still won't say where I was.
I'm not saying it.
He already said Canton.
Yeah, we already did.
I'm telling
But yeah,
Larry.
So us getting together just started with us three first. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
only right that the podcast starts with us three
And we hit like Cold Stone every night for dessert.
every night. Or
That was
Pazookies
amazing.
at BJ's
Pazookies at
restaurant.
BJ's.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
good time. I would
Great
say my favorite memory, just because in our league I keep like a spreadsheet of like the league history, the stats and stuff, and I often look at, I have faces next to the record boards. I'll often look at, you know, we sometimes call him he who should not be named, but Chris. He has the smallest margin of being defeated in any game. I tied. Do you remember this? 2015.
Yeah.
I tied him in the playoffs. Luke, you weren't in this year.
I wasn't in the league. I was
No,
kicked.
this was the year that Dave won the championship. But it's the playoffs. It's like the semifinals to decide who's going to the championship, which we call the sink, by the way.
Yep.
But I'm playing Chris, and we tie, right? Exactly a tie, 0.0. And I'm thinking I lost because he had more points on his bench than I did.
You
but
went
I
to bed
didn't
thinking you
realize.
lost.
What's that?
You went to bed thinking you lost.
Oh,
And-
I was like, Chris, I concede, right? Good job. I mean, I had talked all this trash. And I was like, you better show up next week and beat Dave, talk trash, all this stuff. And I wake up finding out I'm the commissioner of the league, and I apparently didn't even know the rules back then. In the playoffs, the tiebreaker was total points scored in the regular season. So I beat him. And Chris is like, what? I'm not in it? I didn't know until ESPN showed me in the championship, and I thought it was an error. So that was like my favorite memory looking back. It was just like how excited he got to watch him crash the next day. And I totally rubbed it in, like hardcore. But that's the year Dave ended up winning. I lost the championship that year too, but I did win once.
You did
Well,
win
now
once.
you can pinpoint where his downward spiral started.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that was it.
He
That
always
was that
had
was
too
it.
much trust in me.
Man. And I'm pretty sure Chris thought you like messed with the stats as commissioner or something, and you changed
yeah.
something. He was so
We could
upset.
probably have another episode just on like how I toyed with Chris every year to get into trades, or the year he showed up, we did an offline draft, and he kept being
my
like,
God.
I don't know who to
He's
pick,
so-
Brad. Who should I pick? I'm like,
Help
you're
me.
gonna trust me to tell you the truth of who to draft?
Oh man. So
That was
much
fun.
trust. There can't be any trust in fantasy football.
No, not with me.
None.
I'm
None
a
whatsoever.
manipulator.
Amen. What do you think, Luke? What's your favorite memory? Did you give one yet?
Yep.
Yeah, I just talked about when we went to Canton.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I had to pinpoint like one specific thing, probably when I beat Manny when he went 14-1, and I was his only loss in the regular season.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good time because
He also lost the championship.
he did.
That's right. He's never won a
Who
championship.
did you lose to?
I think Joel. Or was it
Joel.
Alpha?
Yeah, Joel used to. He's not in our league anymore, but he
What year
won
was
so
that? I
many.
can look.
Yeah. A lot of people have come and gone, haven't
Yeah,
they?
I know.
Some come
But-
back.
I think, Luke, though, like what made Canton extra special in the Hall of Fame was that was the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So
Oh yeah, of course.
that was like they had that whole video that you illegally like recorded.
I still have it.
For all of
Can
our
I say that?
viewers who want to stop watching right now, we're not all Eagles fans.
That's true. We're not-
Hang around.
it's just majority.
I have a hat behind me. I was going to grab, but I'll just.
You used to have a Steelers picture behind you.
Oh, it's still there.
I like
No,
how,
the one behind me's not there. The one over there is.
Oh, good, good.
I like how I'm
Yeah, 'cause,
ambitious to
Dave
believe
yelled
that
at me
we'll
about
have
that.
viewers.
We will. It takes time. It takes time. You just keep it. You know, though,
This is a
these things.
non-partisan podcast.
This is the thing, though. I mean, it's the same thing like when we stream our draft party and stuff. It's just for memories for us. We look back, we have fun, we find good content to laugh at. So, it's all good for
Right.
me.
Yeah, 2018, Manny lost to Joel. That was Joel's last year in the league. He won it.
Man.
Joel retired.
He
with
won
the
2 years in a row to end this season. or at the end of his career.
Jeez. Rest in peace.
He dominated the league.
I'm glad he's gone.
6 years. He made the podium all 6 years. He won 3 championships.
Oh my gosh.
Won like 66% of his games.
That's
Rough.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm the average guy. I average every single category.
I'm pretty sure I have a losing record though overall. So.
You do, Luke. You've yet to win a championship.
I haven't.
You think this will be your year?
I've lost 1 championship, I think.
Think it'll be your year?
I mean, if it was anything like this past year, no, I don't.
Yeah. So I think we threw out another question that we were going to talk about, and I think it's going to go twofold here. We could say, if you were to go back, who would you have taken first overall last year, knowing where you picked?
Right.
And maybe I'd ask you, if you had to pick right now, today, where would you want to pick, and who would you pick?
I picked number 1 last year so I'd probably take Jonathan Taylor in hindsight. I mean, I'd have to. So that'd be my pick in the draft.
For sure. Yeah.
And if I had to pick today, we drafted right now, and I had the number 1 pick, I'd probably take Jamar Chase.
I know you would.
I gotta do it.
I don't think anybody's surprised in our league by that. This
Right.
is the guy who picked. How many years, Luke, did he pick AJ Green first?
AJ Green every year.
I mean, I could tell you that too. I got
for
that
a
right
long
here.
time.
There might have been somewhere he was my second pick though.
Our first year was 2013. Dave picked AJ Green. Then he went Calvin Johnson first. Then AJ Green, Cam Newton, AJ Green, AJ Green. So up until 2018,
I started thinking more.
The first 6 years, you picked AJ Green first overall 4 times.
Yep. Oh, so Brad and I had a fun thing we did because we picked 1 and 2 because we won the draft contest, and we decided early on who our first pick was going to be, and so I got a Carolina Panthers hat because I was going to pick Christian McCaffrey, and I did, and Brad got a little helmet, a little Tennessee Titans helmet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then because he picked Derrick Henry. But in hindsight, would you take him again?
No. If I knew he was going to be hurt for the playoffs and all that, no. No, but he definitely was a big reason that got me to the playoffs. But our league being an 8-man makes a playoff league, I could have gotten there.
Yeah.
I may have just taken Austin Eckler and not have to have Luke trade him to me.
For who again? Miles Sanders?
Yeah, right?
Miles who?
And I hate Miles Sanders. I've never been on the Miles Sanders. I've been he's a horrible running back. Penn State guy.
Oh, gross.
I couldn't get rid of Miles Sanders any quicker.
I'm thinking I would have said Jonathan Taylor, but Dave took him, and since he went first, I guess second I might have gone Eckler.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, if I had to pick today for next year, I mean, since Dave didn't take him, I would take Jonathan Taylor if I had top pick.
And I'm not taking him.
That's right. It probably won't work out. I'll be I got the best guy for the first 6 weeks, and then I'll get hurt.
Yep. Luke would take Miles Sanders.
100%. No, I took Delvin Cook last year.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that necessarily wasn't a bad trade, but there was a week where he had. Do you guys remember this? 27 carries, 210 yards, and 2 touchdowns, whatever it was.
And he was on your bench.
Right off of his injury.
On my bench.
Mm-hmm.
On your bench.
Which, to not make us look like we're stupid fantasy players, you didn't intend to have him on your bench. He was injured. Mm-hmm. And it was a last minute, it wasn't like you sometimes bench your best player.
Well, he did. Sometimes.
No, I'm usually not that guy.
You did that time.
Adam?
You did that time. Oh, my gosh. So what's the funnest, because we've done, just so our viewers know, all thousands of them, we've done a lot of, draft decision, contests to see who gets to pick first, second, third, so forth. What was your favorite one so far? We've had a lot of them.
Does that include sitting in front of a campfire and trying to record it and Dave sat on the camera?
I sat on, that was, okay, so we couldn't figure out how to determine this draft for the rest of the people. We were doing mini golf for the 4 of us that were in person. And for the rest of us, we were like, how do we do this? And I'm like, let's just burn plates over the fire. Whoever's plate falls into the fire is they lose. They're the last, and the last one standing wins. So we're trying to do this with the plates. It did not work out well at all. We somehow, I'm pretty sure we ended up just like picking for ourselves. Like, all right, this person picks, this person picks. But I sat on the camera when we were recording.
There being like video recordings of it, and it made no sense.
Oh yeah, they're out there. We'll have to add them into one of our podcasts to show people.
Yeah. Right.
It was yeah, that was a good one. But
we've had some good ones.
My favorite is always NASCAR. I think that's great. We choose NASCAR races. Like we did that once with just one race determines it, and we choose our racer. And because I sat there, I never watched NASCAR all the way through, but when it's for this, I sit there for the whole 3 to 4, 5, 6 hours watching NASCAR, like cheering on my guy. It was like the
Charlotte Coca-Cola 400 or something.
Yeah, we go. I mean, I turn into the biggest NASCAR fan in the world.
Oh yeah, I was at my house, like locked. Actually, Chris lived near me. He came over. We made these little like paper cars that we had like on stands. Like we opened board games.
Like a live tracker.
Yeah, so we could like move them. Like who's in first? Where's everybody at?
Oh my gosh,
that was amazing. Because you had to know where the 10 of us were in standings compared to each other.
Right.
You know, it'd be a good time if that was the draft decider and we all went to the race.
Oh, that's what we should do.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
But we can't. Us three. So the winner of the league gets to determine how the draft contest is and what it is. So all of us, we have no say in that, unfortunately.
Right. Not this year.
Not this year. It's sad.
Yeah. I would say my favorite. It still might be like the first year we did the horse race. Just a random podunk horse race, and we're sitting in Starbucks going crazy watching this horse race together. And people are like, what are you doing? And we're like, come on, right. Midnight Madness, come on!
And it was in some like random state too. It wasn't even like, it's like Idaho.
And I think, like, if I remember right, Dave, your horse was like, I lost my phone. And you just kept saying, I lost my phone! I lost my phone!
Go! That's fantastic.
People are looking at us like we're crazy.
Now, that's the stupid stuff we do in this league, which is great. So if anybody wants draft decision ideas, we know them all.
Yeah.
The worst year, David Eric won. We kicked him out of the league after this, pretty much. Now, we didn't really kick anybody out of our league. They all left themselves. But he just did a wheel.
Yeah,
spin a wheel.
He recorded it on his Facebook and had kids spin it.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah, it made no sense, and I'm pretty sure it was illegal. No, that's good. We have a lot of fun with that, and I think that's what makes this. Hey, there we go, laughing. No,
I really enjoyed the Olympics last year, even though there was some confusing stuff.
Like, try to explain that, Luke.
Yeah, I want Luke to explain it. I'm sitting back.
So this is how it started. And that was pretty much it. So there are all the different events. Everyone got to pick a different event, and you got a certain amount of points per event, and that was all tallied up, and that's how we got draft positions.
It was about that
amongst a number of different contests, but it was just fun. Like it's like in the like picking Poland randomly to win the 400-meter relay, and they won, like Poland, and I'm cheering for Poland.
You also like picked Russia for stuff, and are like Russia is like disqualified from.
They were banned from the Olympics, and they still are.
I know. Listen, when you're picking last with like the Olympic basketball. Who do you pick?
Yeah, it's pointless. That's
There's like 3 teams that compete.
Yeah, everybody was so confused. Not everybody. There was a few people in our league that were like, how does this work? What are we picking? And we're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, especially, we'll just call him out, Louis with the basketball. I mean, basketball split up into like 4 pools. And then obviously there's 10 people in our league. We all pick teams, and he's like, "Which pool do we use? Because there's only 4 teams in the one pool, and I'm winning." I'm like, "No. That's just. Do you know how like Olympic basketball works? They compete in the pools, and then they go into the elimination rounds." Oh my goodness.
Funny. I think the majority of the league realized how much how much information they just don't know about the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Going into last year's
Especially
stuff.
with weightlifting, with the different levels of weightlifting.
That might have been the number one category.
Man, Eric.
Who knew? I didn't.
No idea.
So Luke said this kind of briefly earlier, but Nate won this year. Nate, I still have a hard time cheering for you for that, but good job, even though you made me lose. So Nate gets to decide the draft order this year. I know there's a little bit of skepticism because he's kind of piggybacking on the idea from last year, but trying to change it up. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. He's trying to add, like, creative things like you have to order pizza at the same time and see who shows up to the house first, which really isn't fair. None of us live near each other.
Right.
So, like, some of us are in small towns where, like, they stop delivering pizza at 6 o'clock and they only deliver on Saturdays around me or something, you know?
Yep. Yeah, so I'm cheating.
Yeah.
Now I've
My
already,
wife's going to be a beautiful
person.
pizza delivery
It's
lady.
like, oh, DiGiorno.
DiGiorno.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I was really hoping that Dave was going to win this year, and then we'd all have to. What was it, Mexico?
The race to Mexico. I was saying we need a race to. Then I realized in my head that Hoffa lives in California, and he's the closest to Mexico. He could probably get there in like easily compared to the rest of us.
And if Hoffa wins, I'm pretty sure we're all like having a battle royale, like, you know, jiu-jitsu style.
Oh yeah, yeah. Someone's gonna die.
See, I mean, I know he is the closest to probably being able to get to Mexico, but he's on half a time.
Yeah, and he also won't get back into the States because he's wanted in Mexico.
He'd be kicked out.
Probably is.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh man. Anyways, because this is it's a fantasy football podcast, but we can talk about sports. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Because that's coming up. This is this weekend.
Oh, I'm rooting for the Bengals all the way.
And give a score. Let's give a score. So we'll have it on this.
31-21 Bengals.
That's a pretty good score.
Luke?
I'll go let's see. I'll go 34-31. Bengals by 3.
I'm going 24-21. They're winning by a field goal. Bengals.
I'll write them down.
Well, we don't have to write them down. They're in. They're here. They're here
Mark
at the 32-minute mark. We made our predictions for the Super Bowl, and yeah. So.
Well, we need like proof. I mean, this is the proof, but we need something for our next podcast. We could be like, here's the results. Here's the question: if we're gonna do this kind of stuff, do we get anything? Are we keeping like a record of who's winning? We're competition. We're a league thing here, right?
Yeah, we definitely should.
All right, closest gets a point. We'll figure out like points what they matter.
Yeah. All right, so this is the first contest, and it's between us three. We can include the rest of them. I mean, they can put out their picks, but on this podcast,
31-21.
24-21.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
Jamar Chase has 3 touchdowns.
and then McPherson.
And then McPherson
Walk-off
kicks
field
the
goal.
winning. Oh my gosh,
That is
dude,
fitting. I should
fitting.
pick a score that's reminiscent of that, but I don't think that is likely to happen 4 times in a row or whatever it'd be.
Hey, nothing's likely, and you just never know.
Well,
Like you should have started Mike Davis.
Yeah, definitely Mike Davis. Actually, going back to the draft and picks, I ended up picking Stafford as a just in case quarterback, and he ended up being like one of the best in the league this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're really good at
Herbert
picking.
train. I love
You
Justin
are
Herbert.
for the last couple of years.
It's true.
You got to pick him next year too.
I'll try.
So usually quarterback wise, I try to get him pretty early. I didn't this year, which I think helped me, right? I guess I took Justin Fields, but he was still later in the draft, and I took Jalen Hurts. That was, what? Honestly, that might have been my best pick because Jalen Hurts was like the end of the draft, like last
round 13.
Yeah,
you got him round 13,
and he became one of the best fantasy quarterbacks in the league. So, that might have been, which was surprising for me as well.
But he didn't have a great game for you come playoffs, didn't he?
No, not really. So that hurt me, but I still won the podium, so whatever.
Which is a win.
That's all I care about.
Suck it, Adam.
Brad got Herbert in the 10th round.
Yeah.
Manny got Tannehill in the 13th round.
Manny always goes quarterback really late.
Nate got Mac Jones in the 12th round. Oh, no, he got Josh Allen in the 6th round.
What did Louis do? Let's talk about that.
How many
Louis,
quarterbacks does
Patrick
Louis have?
Mahomes in the first round, Kyler Murray in the 5th round, and Toya Tagovailoa in the 15th round.
So Louis took 2 really good quarterbacks really early, right? They were great quarterbacks. And then Brad made a point the whole season that Louis is not allowed to trade those quarterbacks. Mainly Kyler Murray.
Hard.
And it happened. He did not trade. He tried to trade Kyler Murray, but it didn't happen. It didn't work. And he was stuck, and that's why he was terrible.
As bad of a season as Louis had, there was a point where I was like, he could have a really good team. Maybe I was stupid, but like I figured the only reason he picked Kyler Murray after picking Patrick Mahomes was because he didn't have running backs, and I thought he was going to use them as trades. Somebody's going to buy into that, make his team better, and it was just going to be rough on all of us. But then that was never his plan. He never had running backs. He drafted 2 running backs?
Yeah.
Like everybody else had like 7 or 8.
Chase Edmonds, Harris. Yeah, that's it.
and not Najee Harris. Like,
No,
yeah, he was struggling at running back.
So
And the
that
best
was a
part
good
about
memory.
he never actually played Kyler Murray, did he? I don't
No,
think he
not
played him
once.
once.
Not once. I don't think. They had the same bye week.
sure.
He didn't play him.
He might have played him.
I don't think so.
No,
We'll have to
he
check
didn't
that
play
for
him.
next time.
Yeah, what the?
Fact check it.
Fact check it.
Fact check hour. Go. Adam, where are you?
Adam did say he was going to get on in our audience, and I don't
Yeah.
see him.
He's like
This
throwing up
podcast
or
is
something.
brought to us by
Oh, I got you.
Body Armor.
Oh shoot, are you allowed to do that?
I don't know, can you?
I don't know. I don't know the rules. That brought to you. That's right. Powered. Drink Prime.
If Luke gets us sponsored, you're gonna be my hero. You held that
Oh,
definitely way
I'm
too
on it.
close for
I'm
the
on
camera
it.
to
I'm
pick
gonna
it up,
find a
though.
sponsor, even if it's like $20 from like my sister.
this podcast is sponsored by Luke's sister. Oh my gosh, makes no sense.
You got
I
2
love it. That's what
sisters.
it's all
Maybe you'll
about.
make 40.
Hey, there you go.
That's true.
And then what's that split
I
3
got a
ways
sister.
between us?
No,
Yeah,
it's
but my
not
younger
much.
sister is
It's not much.
she's a conservative, so she doesn't count.
Oh. No, this isn't a political
not
podcast.
politics
Back
here,
to
Chuck.
sports or fantasy football. Come
That's
on
right.
now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's
yeah. So
been good stuff.
Good. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
It's great. No, I was just gonna say, like, so that's like our league. We didn't introduce it very much, but I think we'll get into more of our league once like we start adding different members and talking to them about their thoughts and things like that, and introducing them and stuff. But we take it serious. So we should talk about that league constitution for a little bit though.
All right.
And what Eric, before the draft, Eric is our league speaker, and he read through this. How long is how many pages is the
I'll pull it up.
Constitution?
I'll pull it up. I mean, there is.
So we're
It's-
grown
it's-
men, and this is completely ridiculous, but
nine-
it's amazing.
Wait, 15 pages.
It's only 15 pages?
It's only 15. Well,
I feel
there's a
like
lot
Eric
of
was saying-
amendments that need to be added that haven't been revised for next season. So the Constitution, what is it? 2.0
2.0.
is not in written form yet.
Right.
Okay.
So it'll get longer.
Yeah. So it has a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff. Regulations, trash talk, what puts you in bad standing. I think that's being added into it.
You know, I like how Eric has the name Speaker of the League, but in the Constitution, I think his official title is the League Orator. But then it does say, a.k.a. Professor of Explanations, Official Explainer, League Speaker, Speaker of the
Oh my
League.
gosh.
And then it goes on to explain what he's responsible for.
That's fantastic.
Well, I'm just gonna scroll at my tablet and randomly pick something to read from the Constitution.
Oh, do it.
Should we? Dave failed to give Luke proper credit because Luke,
What?
you mentioned that. Here, let me explain it this way. I'm the commissioner of the league, right?
Mhm.
But I'm not like a sole commissioner. We have a co-equal empowering glory commissioner,
Oh, he-
Dave. Not a co-commissioner. Co-equal empowering glory. And then we have Luke, who is our league treasurer. He's the money man. Money man Luke. And then we've got the speaker of the league. And the 4 of us then make up the committee. right? We've been elected by
ourselves.
Or by ourselves, maybe. But according to the Constitution, we've been elected by the league members. And that gives us quite a bit of authority in our league, in a way.
Mhm.
But yet the league runs as a democracy, so they could vote against anything that we say at any point.
I mean, we had more motions on the table after the season ended that I probably have had in my whole career.
Yeah.
You make motions on a daily basis.
What kind of motions are you making in your career?
My gosh. That's great. My favorite part too is like we got this Constitution, and then also Brad's been working like a madman, putting together all the statistics. So we have before the draft. Like if you watch us on Twitch, I'm assuming we'll probably do that again.
Yeah. Sure.
We have like our stats, who our rival is for the upcoming season, kind of our win-loss record against our rival, like all this stuff. Like it's incredible.
Yeah, it's been good fun. I like doing that.
Are we able to link in like the actual like history? Can we like put that as an attachment on the?
On this?
I mean, whatever we post this on. Like if it's on YouTube, can someone?
Look, it's a pilot episode. Let's slow down.
Yeah, take it easy. We don't have our producer here yet.
All right. Well, first of all, hold on. According to Article 8, regular season, Section 3. C, the loser of the rivalry matchup must pay for their rival's dinner at the next draft party dinner.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
let's explain the rivalry thing. That's a new thing as of last year. It just kind of was an idea that came from the committee, right?
Yeah.
And the league ran with it. And I think we initially, unless somebody else wants to jump in and take it, we initially just kind of chose rivals based on relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were some rivalries that kind of were disappointments. We expected big things. There were some that were surprisingly great, but it all came down to week 10. Rivals played once, and if you beat your rival, then next year at the draft, they have to buy you dinner at the draft dinner, right? Which would be great.
Let me just say how much like I'm just the gratitude I have that I was rivaled with the worst team in the league because I won.
Yeah.
You know, we can't talk about rivalry week without everybody trying to say the word rivalry week.
Rivalry week.
We could not say it.
So many people in our league were like, rivalry week.
We sounded like freaking cartoon characters.
It's rivalry week.
The whole time.
It was amazing.
My rival was Hoffa, so that was based on like the Great War of Brazil and the USA. Remember that Great War that took place? Yeah, so that's why that had to be. Yeah.
Yep.
We lost a lot of soldiers.
Who won that
A
one?
lot of soldiers.
Did you come out on top, USA?
Oh, did I win? No, I lost. I owe Hoffa whatever. I don't know where we're eating. I don't know. We're trying to figure out our next draft contest. So if anybody wants to be in the audience, you got to pay. It's like what are we charging? Like $200 a ticket to like be a part of the watch the draft live.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing if we get a fan club.
If we get one fan, even if we get one person that wants to pay $200.
Root for the Trash Talk Pastors. Don't forget.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
But I was gonna say, if Hoffa won, I feel like he had to buy you a Brazilian steakhouse dinner, right? It being Brazilian. But like you winning, you probably just have to buy him like a New York style hot dog.
That's right. I'm just buying him a hot dog. It's like $1.
All right, but Dave, are you comfortable going to a Brazilian steakhouse now? You've had some history.
I did have some history, biting my tongue and all, almost dying. To go to the hospital.
Did almost die.
Is it appropriate? I mean, I'm a fan, so I'll give a shout out. Dave's got another podcast, Accidental Nonsense, right?
Accidental Nonsense.
You can get
podcast.
that story in one of his first couple episodes. So
that's
great.
right, Luke. You're mixing two different podcasts, Luke.
That's okay.
No, I know it's okay. Yeah, I do it. I have a podcast with my sister, and it's been good, and
So
this is going to be great too.
I had a rivalry with Brian, already been called out as Brian Bender. I like to refer to him as Crying Brian because he's always crying about something. And it was the Battle of the Champions, right? I had won in 2019. He won in 2020. Almost won again this year. Let's stop bringing that up. But Brian beat me. Barely. Only like, I think it was like less than 2 points. Every time I lost, it was just like, if I just made a slight I probably could have started Mike Davis that week too.
You should have played Mike Davis every single game.
No, he sucked all season.
Take
but
him number 1 next year.
Like, that was the thing. It wasn't like Mike Davis was an obvious start. Like, Mike Davis was horrible. I should have dropped him all year. But superstition in me was like, no, we're going to keep him.
Right. He's no Zach Moss.
So Brian won that. Luke, who is your rival?
Louis.
The long-time friendship rival.
That friendship rivalry.
How they hate each other.
Yeah, we're awful at it. But I beat him pretty easily with my team. I was gonna say the title of my team name, but I didn't want to. I don't know if that would
PG 13.
Yeah,
No, it's not that bad. It's just you hating on Adam.
Yeah.
Cut it! He said it's not that bad.
That's when the sponsor, right? But
I can't stop it.
Week 10. I'm in the middle of something.
Can we add a bleep over when Luke says his name? Can we add like a bleep, like a bleep, so we can post
anyway, I beat him 99 to 91. Some other stuff going on.
That's fantastic.
You still didn't hit 100. I think you broke 100 like once all year, Luke.
1, 2, 3. Hold on, I'm looking at the losses as well. Hold on, 1.
I love this guy's people.
Can we have a whole episode while Luke's thinking that? Can we have a whole episode sometime of like just talking about the different records and like going down and reminiscing?
100%.
Would be fun.
100%.
I mean, I broke 107 times.
7 times. All right.
Wow. That's impressive for Luke.
How many? 14-week season?
18.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't play all 18 weeks. We play 14 weeks of the season and then 3 playoffs, right? Did you count the playoffs?
Yeah.
All right, 7 times out of 17 weeks.
My wife is trying to get in my office.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Do we have to wrap this up? I mean, I think this was a great pilot episode.
I'm in the middle of something.
Oh my gosh!
This is great. Keep it going.
Rolling. What is this brought to you by?
You want to be on the camera? Come on around. Come on.
This is brought to you by.
This is our podcast.
We are live. We got lots of fans.
We're still live here. People are listening.
So here's the thing.
This is great.
When we say we have fans, we better at least have 7 other followers of the 7 people in this league, or else shame on them.
We'll make a
I'll do
motion later on that if you are not subscribed to this fantasy football podcast, you're out of the league.
Yeah. So speaking of rivalries, before we wrap it up, Adam, who, you got to love to hate Adam. Adam was rivals with Manny. They had this big bash, this clash. It got real, right? And we won't go there, but it got real. And like, your rivals thought it would be a fun way to play it out. That was the most disappointing rivalry ever.
They did not talk trash one bit.
Yeah.
And Manny's excuse was he lost his phone or his phone broke.
His phone.
He broke his phone.
Screen broke or something.
He threw it against the wall in anger one night. I don't know.
Luke is into a conversation over there.
Yeah, so Luke muted us right now, but he's into a deep conversation. And
this is how you podcast. Podcasting 101.
But yeah, so Manny and Adam were definitely the worst rivals. Definitely. And honestly, as we move forward with this and the season starts, we're gonna be able to like break down like picks, players, who we think next the following week. It's gonna be like who's gonna have the best week, things like that. And I think that's gonna be a lot of fun too once the NFL season's back.
It'll be good. Yeah. So my rival going in for next year is Nate. Dave's is
Hoffa again. 2 years in a row.
Wow. It's just we're about to be in like a war against
All
Brazil.
out. Brazil's ours.
I mean, USA, I believe we will win.
I hope so.
You gotta split the two. And Luke gets to potentially, decide his rival between
Eric,
Brian,
Manny,
and
maybe.
somebody.
Yeah.
And Brian.
Somebody.
Eric, Brian,
Manny.
somebody, yeah.
Manny.
Well, our
somebody.
thoughts on that competition between the 4 of them, whoever wins gets to choose their rival, was like Topgolf again, because we went to play Topgolf just as fun last year. And Luke dominated everything, and he doesn't even know how to swing a golf club.
I wouldn't say everything.
No, he killed it. He had a tattoo.
Yeah.
I did.
He whooped my
my
butt.
tattoo says Topgolf champion, Brad.
He dominated that breakfast burrito, all of it.
Oh man,
Did you get a breakfast burrito? I had a breakfast.
That was a great breakfast burrito. All right, now we're transitioning into from fantasy football. We're going to talk about breakfast burritos. Shout out to Topgolf.
We should have put Adam's card on file. That's what we should have done.
Well, listen, we got about 10 minutes left here in our hour. Any other things that you want to bring up? Luke, you didn't ask too many questions.
I mean, I'm just here for the ride. I'm just happy to be a part of the group.
He's the ride guy.
That's all right. Dave is in an interesting, chair.
I'm lounging. It's a couch.
Oh, okay.
Is this a chair? Am I in a chair? What's the difference between a couch and a chair? No.
You can see my whole house behind me.
No, so it was a great
Actually,
year though.
Picture. It's not really his house. Because that's obviously way too nice.
Way too nice.
It is my house. Bought it with my own hard-earned money.
Oh man, you sure did. No, it was a great fantasy football year though, and we're gonna be getting more into it and stuff as these weeks go by. So, and Luke's gonna have more questions.
That's awesome.
You can't have everybody asking questions and nothing will get done.
It's the question podcast. You can.
That's right. So listen, this was fun. This is our pilot. We'll try to be a little bit, I think we did all right, being kind of on topic with whatever we asked, but we'll see where it goes from here, and we'll have fun. We'll try to do this weekly. Is that what we're aiming for?
We can try, yeah. Welcome to. We might not be able to go an hour each week though.
Uh-oh.
That's great.
Uh-oh.
What happened to Luke? Someone help him.
My camera died.
If you hear him if you're listening to audio only, it's probably nothing. But he just definitely disconnected.
His camera just went out big time, and it says webcam utility misfunction or something like that. But
iOS webcam utility.
No, yeah. I agree though. I think weekly we're going to be getting into more stuff, have different fantasy football topics and stuff each week. But this was just an intro to our minds, our league.
That's right. And we can also just talk about our real take on actual football stuff, right? So
or sports in general. Is Harden going to the Sixers today? Who knows?
That would be exciting.
Is the deadline passed? I don't even know.
Can you still call those blockbuster moves, or is blockbuster a thing of the past?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it? I don't know.
Show my age.
Trade deadline's 3 p.m., so we'll see what happens.
Do you think anybody who's under the age of 21 would still be using blockbuster as a word?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess is
Hey!
What the heck? We're talking about sports, Luke.
That's what Luke does every time he sees himself. You should see him in the mirror in the morning.
I'll take Harden, but I don't want them to give up everything that they're talking about giving up.
No, they can just give up Ben Simmons because right now he's worthless to us.
All
right, let's end the podcast on that. So I like Philadelphia sports, and then also I root for Ohio because I love Ohio. Luke's a Philadelphia man.
Cavs, baby. Cleveland.
Brad likes the Cavs. Who else?
Who else do I like?
Yeah, just sports-wise. Share it with your
Red
people.
Sox. So I'm a New England fan for many teams. I lived there for a number of years. So just give a little background. So Red Sox, Patriots, Cavs, Ohio State football. Let's go, Buckeyes. And then
Amen.
I was always a Tar Heels fan, just being a Jordan fan growing up too. So North Carolina Tar Heels.
Oh wait.
I.O.
Yeah,
Let's go. Yeah, Ohio State through and through for Brad and I.
That's right.
But yeah,
bleed scarlet and gray.
So I never grew up in Philadelphia like Luke, but I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, and so the story here is I hated the Steelers songs, the "Let the Girls Go and Do the Super," that whole thing with the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? And so I started rooting for the team across the state. Right? I got into the Eagles. Loved it, and then also, I was a big basketball fan, so Allen Iverson really brought me. I started loving basketball because of Allen Iverson, so I just became a hardcore Sixers fan through and through, and so that's where my allegiance kind of fall with Philadelphia, but it's mainly the hate on I couldn't go with the flow with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
So
awesome.
That's mine.
I lived most of my life in Ohio. I should have added that too, which is why I'm Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah, and that's same for me. It's half my life, most of it. I like.
Yeah.
I wish I was still there.
The formidable years for me were in New England. So it's Red Sox Nation. It's Patriots Nation,
Amen.
I have no allegiance to college sports.
Temple.
I mean, I probably would
Temple.
follow.
Oh, no.
So,
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina. That's right. That's Luke's team.
Forgot. That's my team. But they stopped liking my tweets, so I don't know.
So he's done with them. Now Luke's like Villanova.
Villanova basketball, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
all right, that's cool.
I wouldn't mind watching more Ohio State football stuff, but since Adam is now Ohio State fan.
No, he's not. He's not though.
But Luke, you're like the biggest Eagles fan out there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like you have a hard time having a good day if the Eagles don't get good news.
Right.
I watched. I have like a 10-second clip of myself when the Eagles won the Super Bowl that I watched the other day just to get me into a better place.
Yeah, like
I'm
if
pretty
Jalen
sure
Hurts
Luke
gets a cold, Luke gets a cold.
That's right. And I'm pretty sure after when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I called Luke and I was swearing at him on the phone. I'm pretty sure, like 5 minutes after. It's stuff that if the government gets it and releases it to the public, that's.
Oh yeah, you're done.
I heard that you were that guy that was eating the horse crap.
I was eating the horse crap. That would have been me. But yeah, I think Luke's a bigger Eagles fan than
Luke's
me
diehard.
probably because he
Luke's
grew
so
up in
diehard
Philadelphia.
because in our league we
we're all diehard in our own way, except for Adam. But it's
I was gonna say in our league you have the two of you Eagles fans and then Louie,
well,
and then
Louis,
Adam claims to be an Eagles fan. Well, that's another conversation. Adam's fandom, but Luke.
We're gonna talk to him.
Luke hates Adam as an Eagles fan. I mean, you could probably just say Luke hates Adam, but especially as an Eagles fan.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Adam's his
Not
friend.
anymore.
And then we got a Steelers fan in our group. Another two Patriots. You and Nate, right? And Hoffa. Hoffa's a Patriots fan too.
There's three of us Patriots
three.
fans.
Three Patriots, 3 Eagles.
Brian's a Steelers fan. And then you guys have a rival with Eric because he's a Cowboys.
Eric's a Cowboys fan.
Eric's a Cowboys fan, and then Manny
Manny's
also
the
roots for the Broncos.
Broncos, yeah.
And is that everybody?
Manny's as much of a Broncos fan as Adam is a Eagles fan.
That's gross.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no sense at all.
Adam used to be a Bills fan, right?
I
Yeah.
think so.
I don't know. I'm not sure about Adam. We need to talk to him.
Let's talk to him.
It's getting to the minute mark though, isn't it?
Yeah, we got just less than 3 minutes till it might. It says it doesn't cut us off, but I haven't paid for anything, so we probably.
Is
should
Adam
stop.
in the audience?
I don't see him.
Yeah, it would show up there on the right, I think.
Don't see him. I invited him. So,
All right.
wrap it up.
Who's ended it? Hit the music.
Hit the music.
Welcome to the Love Podcast. This is the podcast for fantasy football. The only thing we love, baby.
Let's do this again next week, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. Signing off. The Swordsmen